And see, the unconscious mind, this is pretty amazing. If, you know, a lot of people say, well, headache, isn't that a physical problem? Right? That's a real physical problem. Why would the tapping get rid of a physical problem? Isn't that right? Because it's emotional. Because I want to help you understand. And you can test this to be true. You're sitting here, and if you think of something that bothers you, how do you know it bothers you? You feel it. Does that make sense? So the mind expresses itself through the body. All right? Now there's several women who've been to the seminar, and we're talking about one lady who has taken 12 pills a day for her fibromyalgia. And one of them, they're not here, but and both of these were friends who came to the seminar. They both had it for like 15, 20 years. I can't remember how long. Taking 6 to 12 pills a day. Some days they can't even get out of bed. They had a job that was understanding, and they attended the weight loss seminar. They didn't even come to lose weight. They came to release the pain, and they tapped it away. Now that is pretty powerful, and I want you to understand something really important. The mind is the body is the mind. You cannot separate the two unless you have a sharp axe. Okay? That is a joke. Don't say, hey, husband or wife, I've got a new trick I want to show you. But I want you to understand this. It's all one piece. It's not two pieces. And that's why somebody said, well, Robert, isn't depression a chemical problem? I said, it sure is. So is happiness. Happiness creates chemical feelings, chemicals in your body. Depression is a skill. You've got to have the references, you've got to have the belief system, you've got to have the attitudes to produce it. It's the same basic system. And of course, anybody that I've ever had to come to see me who's depressed, severely depressed, lifelong depression, 3 weeks depression, a year depression, they have proof. They have references, and they can do it on the drop of a hat. Just like that. If it were strictly a chemical problem, thoughts wouldn't affect it. Does that make sense? If it was the headache, if it is strictly a genetic problem or a disease, thoughts will not have any impact on it. It'll just be there. Now I will tell you this, guys. If you're walking and you fall and you break an arm and that bone is sticking out, no matter how many times you tap, it will stick out. I want to help you understand that. But what you can do is tap on your emotions about the bone sticking out, and you'll heal faster. And you won't beat yourself up. Dale, who came to see me, as a matter of fact, Melinda's not here, but we had a seminar back in, and I think, were you at the seminar when Dale with the arm pain? Yeah. You were? Yes. You got a good brain. All right, so here it is. Dale, his girlfriend had paid for his way to the seminar. It was a 2-day seminar, and it's the Outsmart Stress seminar. Basically teach you Outsmart Stress. So Dale was at this seminar, and 6 months before he attended the seminar, he had fallen down a flight of steps and had replaced his shoulder joint. All right, now Dale, when he came to the seminar, he couldn't raise his arm any higher than this. 0 to 10 pain, it was a 10 pain, just like this. And also, and since we have Louise Hay, Heal Your Body, talks about the body and the emotional pains and what it represents spiritually or emotional. And so I knew automatically, I already worked with Dale once, I knew what the problem was. Right represents male issues, and of course, Dale was a male. And I said, Dale, what happened to you? He said, well, I was walking down the flight of steps and I fell down. And I felt stupid. And he was angry. And all this stuff. And so I started tapping on this. And I do have the video. As a matter of fact, I'm creating a DVD on physical pains. And I have some of those old ones back when I had a mustache and all that stuff. And so here it is. Dale had fell down, and I start tapping. And I'd tap, and he'd go like this. And I'd tap, and he'd go like this. He goes, this is scaring me because his arm is moving higher, and the pain is going away. And next thing you know, he's rolling his arm like this. I don't believe this. Because when he went to lunch, before I tapped on him, He said, Melinda, this is not emotional. This is a real deal. I fell down a flight of steps. I went to the doctor. There's calcium buildup in the joint. This is real. Has nothing to do with emotions. The biggest emotion I addressed with Dell was this. I can't believe I'm so stupid. And no tears, but you can see they were right there. I forgive myself. That was the biggest emotional shift. When I addressed that, the pain went. The mind and body are one. Your mind stores those memories in your body somewhere. The ones that hurt, the ones that bother, whatever it is. Because the mind has, I mean, we think it's all up here. It's not. And I think some of you may have heard me share with the lady who had a heart transplant, and she had this strange desire to like French fries and beer. Well, it just happened to be a 17-year-old boy's heart who liked what? French fries and beer. So it's all connected together. And that's just how it works.
You may not want to elaborate on this, but do you remember why he wanted his arm to be immobilized?
I don't remember.
He abused his wife, and he actually felt a lot of guilt about that.
I don't remember that part, but it's on the video, so yeah. Of course, guilt. Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, you and I have both been massage therapists at times in our lives, and one thing you know if you do massage is that most people, unless they have a recent injury, they constantly have stress in the same area of their body, like the neck and shoulders or the lower back or both. And that's because they tend to carry stress in the same place. And it is that mind-body connection, to gang up on them there. That's where they carry it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's because it's the part of the body they condemn, for different reasons. But anyway, there again, I'm saying this because it backs up everything that you're saying. Mm-hmm. And if it weren't a mind-body connection, the stress in their body would be constantly shifting, because they can go out and rake leaves one day and run a marathon the next day and do something else the next day, and yet they'll come to you week after week after week, and the stress will tend to be in the same area no matter what they've done. And they go, I don't get it. But it's because
right.
of
And
this.
It really goes back, the part of the body that they store it in represents emotions about how they believe about themselves.
Yes.
It's self. And so we all, some will call it anachoresis. It goes to the weakest point. And usually it's the point that you store your stuff at.
Right.
And how you represent your world internally.